There's one massive difference between an amateur footballer and an elite one. The amateur pre-plans every move, while the elite player lives the game and plays through instincts. But here's the catch. Most players confuse instincts with flow state, and this confusion is exactly why 99% of players never unlock their true potential. In this video, I'm breaking down the difference between instincts and flow state, why it matters, and most importantly, how to train both so you can start playing at the highest level. Let's dive in. First, let's clarify the difference. Flow state is that magical moment when you're completely absorbed in the game. Time slows down, everything feels effortless, and you're not thinking, you're just being. It's when your conscious mind steps aside and lets your subconscious take over. Instincts, on the other hand, are your body's automatic responses built through thousands of hours of experience. They're the split-second decisions you make without thinking. When you see a gap and your body moves before your brain even processes it. When you feel pressure from behind and automatically shield the ball. When you know exactly where your teammate is going to be without looking. Here's the key difference. Flow state is temporary. It comes and goes. Instincts are permanent. They're hardwired into your muscle memory and football DNA. And this is why the traditional football education system is failing players like you. Most training focuses on pre-planned drills and robotic movements, but football is unpredictable. It requires you to make decisions faster than your conscious mind can process. That's why players who grew up playing street football often look so natural on the ball. Their instincts were forged in chaos. But here's the good news. It's never too late to develop your instincts. You just need to train smarter. Most players train with cones and straight lines, pre-planned drills and robotic movements. But football doesn't work like that. In a real game, you don't have time to think. You either react or you lose the moment. So how do you fix it? Shadow training with maximum intention. Most players think training hard means training long. But if you put real intention into your training, your brain would fry after 2 hours. What do I mean by maximum intention? Imagine practicing your first touch. Instead of mindlessly hitting the ball against the wall 200 times, you imagine a specific game situation every single time. The pass is coming from your left. There's a defender 2 meters behind you. You need to control the ball and turn in one movement. You feel the pressure. That's one rep with maximum intention, and it's worth more than 50 mindless touches. But here's the problem. This generation of footballers has an attention span issue. Your brain has been fried by social media, and now it can't focus on anything that requires real mental effort. You think you're improving by watching Instagram compilations, but you're not. Consumption is not creation. Watching is not doing. So before we can even talk about developing instincts, we need to fix your attention span. Here's how. Reduce your screen time. Start with the 2-hour rule. No phone for the first 2 hours after you wake up, and no phone for the last 2 hours before you sleep. Meditate for 5 minutes a day. It's not just relaxation, it's training your most important muscle, your attention. Single task during training. Remove your AirPods. When you're training, period. Instincts are built through pattern recognition. Your brain needs to see the same situation hundreds of times with slight variations until it can predict what's going to happen next. That's why street football is so powerful. In a small space with multiple players, the same patterns keep repeating, and your brain starts to recognize these patterns and create automatic responses. But if you don't have access to street football, you need to create similar conditions in your training. Here's how. 1. Play small-sided games. 3 versus 3, 4 versus 4, futsal. In 11 versus 11, you can hide. In small-sided games, there's nowhere to hide. Every player matters, and every movement creates a ripple effect. You're forced to be constantly aware of everyone's position. Action step. Dedicate 30% of your training time to small-sided games. Play with better and older players whenever possible. 2. Shadow training. With intention, no cones, no plan. Just you, the ball, and your imagination. Dribble freely in an open space. Imagine defenders pressing you and react naturally with feints, cuts, and bursts of speed. Pro tip, film yourself. Watch where you hesitate or lose control. 3. Train your weak foot, non-negotiable. Most players heavily favor their dominant foot, which creates a massive blind spot in their instincts. If you're one-footed, your brain has to consciously think about positioning your body to use your strong foot, which slows down your responses. Action step. Spend 30% of your training on your weak foot, not just for shooting or passing, but for everything. First touches, dribbling, defending. Here's where it gets interesting. Ultra instincts is when instincts meet flow state. It's when your automatic responses are so sharp that they create the perfect conditions for flow to emerge. Flow state requires you to stop thinking and trust your abilities. But if your instincts aren't developed enough, your conscious mind won't let go. It'll keep interfering because it doesn't trust your unconscious responses. But when your instincts are sharp, when your automatic responses are so reliable that they consistently make the right decisions, your conscious mind finally relaxes. That's when flow becomes more accessible and consistent. This is what separates good players from great players. Good players occasionally access flow state through luck or perfect circumstances. Great players have developed their instincts to such a level that they can access flow on demand. Example, watch Messi play. He's not constantly in flow, but his instincts are so sharp that when the right moment comes, he can slip into flow instantly. His body knows exactly what to do because it's done it thousands of times before. The most important instinct you can develop isn't technical, it's spatial awareness. Your ability to know where everyone is on the pitch without looking, feel pressure before you see it, find space that others can't see. Professionals play with 360 degrees awareness. They know where every player is and can feel the flow of the game. How to train it. Play small-sided games, 3 versus 3, 4 versus 4, futsal. These force you to develop 360-degree vision because the game is so fast and the space is so tight that hesitation equals dispossession. Shadow training with spatial cues. Imagine defenders in different positions and react accordingly. Your brain doesn't learn during training, it learns afterward, when it has time to process and consolidate the experiences. That's why sleep is so important for football development. During deep sleep, your brain replays the patterns it experienced during the day, strengthens the neural pathways that worked, and weakens the ones that didn't. If you're not getting quality sleep, you're sabotaging your instinct development. Action steps. Sleep 8+ hours per night, non-negotiable. Spend 10 minutes after training actively reflecting on what happened. When did my instincts work? When did they fail? What patterns did I notice? Keep a football journal. After every session, write down one moment when your instincts were spot on, one moment when your instincts let you down, one pattern you noticed that you hadn't seen before. Your brain doesn't distinguish between vividly imagined experiences and real experiences. When you visualize yourself in game situations, your brain creates the same neural pathways as if you were actually playing. How to do it properly. Find a quiet place where you won't be interrupted. Close your eyes and imagine a specific game situation in as much detail as possible. Feel the grass under your feet. Hear the crowd in the background. See the positions of your teammates and opponents. Imagine receiving the ball in that situation. What does your instinct tell you to do? Don't think rationally, let your body respond. Pro tip, include the messy moments in your visualization. Imagine receiving a bad pass and having to adjust. Imagine being under pressure from multiple defenders. Imagine being tired in the 89th minute and still making smart decisions. Example, players like Salah and Lewandowski use this technique all the time. Most players will keep training the same old way. Pre-planned drills, robotic movements, no real pressure. They'll keep wondering why they're not improving, why they freeze in big games, why they can't seem to reach the next level. But if you're still here, you're different. You understand that instincts aren't just born, they're built. And you're ready to start building yours the right way. Here's your action plan to start playing at your best. Fix your attention span, reduce screen time with the 2-hour rule, meditate daily, and single task during training. Your focus is your most powerful tool. Train instincts properly. Play small-sided games, do shadow training with intention, and spend 30% of your time on your weak foot. No more hiding from your weaknesses. Develop spatial awareness. Play futsal, use shadow training with spatial cues, and always know where everyone is on the pitch. Prioritize recovery. Sleep 8+ hours, reflect after every session, and keep a football journal to track your progress. Visualize success. Spend time each day vividly imagining game situations. Train your brain off the pitch so it's sharper on it. If this helped you, like and subscribe for more game-changing secrets. Now go train. Your next session is your chance to prove to yourself and everyone else that you're not just another player. You're a game changer. The pitch is waiting, and it's time to show what you're really capable of. And remember, instincts are built, not born. Flow state is earned, not given. So start building today.